Today's Friday, and I thought I would share with you guys a couple of war stories.
Use the right lane to take the Alberta 201 South ramp.
So basically, today was a bit slow again, even though it's snowing. I'm in Calgary, Alberta,
In 600
Canada.
meters, merge onto Stony Trail Northwest.
And then I ended up in Northwest Calgary, which is usually a good area. I was sitting there. As soon as I left, just drove like 2 kilometers to the nearby mall. They give me an order, like an offer, where I have to drive back to exactly the same place where I was sitting, pick up some liquor or something, and go west beyond the ring road, which I never want to do because there's nothing there. You have to drive back, right? And so I said, no, I declined that offer. I don't want to drive back 2 kilometers again for some cheap, order.
Continue on Alberta 201 west for 10 kilometers.
And I was sitting there, and then they sent me an interesting offer, which paid like, I forgot, 25, 30 bucks. But it's a lot of kilometers. Basically, I had to go and pick up something at a shopping center and drive to southeast Calgary. And the instructions were very confusing. It said, pick up your order at gate 1. Gate 1. And it's a big shopping center. It's a big mall. And I drove around, asked a couple of guys. Nobody ever heard of retail pickup at the mall. Like, there's no, kind of like what I do sometimes at Real Canadian Store or Walmart, right? Where you just show up there, you call them, and a girl or a guy brings out your groceries, right? But here, they didn't have that. I have no idea what gate 1 is. I thought, wait, maybe it's a store name. So I go in, I park my car, I go inside the mall, and I search one of those, like a computer where all the stores are listed, right? With a big display. They say, no, gate 1 is not there. I look again at my app, and I see pick up your order at gate 1, and then it says description of the place. It says Sephora CA, basically Sephora Canada, and then the name of the mall. And I'm like, wait a second, that sounds familiar. So I'm still standing at the same information kiosk. So I put in Sephora, and sure enough, it says beauty products. This is where it is. Go. And so I went there. Turns out, like, this is my second time there. But first time it was shopping. But the ladies there are very nice. Last time I asked them just to help me shop. It was like 5 items or something. But this time it's a retail pickup. Means that the customer bought something, some cosmetics, some, I don't know, beauty cream, something like that. She bought it online, and so the store, I'm guessing, hired DoorDash to pick this up. And so I went to look for the store, got lost a couple of times, and while I'm looking, my phone beeps again, and DoorDash sends me another offer, and it says 14 bucks, extra 10 kilometers. So if I accept this order, it will add 10 kilometers to my total distance, but I'm making 14 bucks. And I'm like, hey, yeah, so now, so if the previous one was 24 or 30 or something, so it's almost like 50 bucks, right? And the second order was from the food court. It was somebody ordered, that New York fries? New York fries. And so, okay, I picked up my Sephora little bag, probably weighs like 100 grams, but looks like a shopping bag, except it's like, I don't know, 3 by 3 inches with a handle. So like, I felt so ridiculous carrying this. Then I picked up the fries, went to my car, put the fries in the thermal box, and the app tells me to deliver the fries first. And I look at the direction, and it says it's 10 kilometers northwest from that location. I'm like, wait. So I know the lady that bought the cosmetics, it was going southeast. And these idiots told me that second order would only add 10 kilometers. And I thought something is off here. But anyway, so I drove 10 kilometers northwest, handed the fries and the hot dog to a lady. I mean, she ordered a hot dog and fries from 10 kilometers away. So I said, I hope it's warm, because I picked it up in the middle of the mall. So, and when I picked it up, it was already sitting there. So, you know, sometimes they blame drivers where it's not my fault, you know, like, why are you ordering from the mall? Because food courts are usually in the middle somewhere, and it's far, you know, and stuff gets cold. And then I look at the final screen when I said delivery confirmed. It says DoorDash pay $14, customer tip 0. I mean, son of a gun, so she didn't even give me a tip. So I thought, I don't care if those fries are cold, or, you know, or the hot dog is missing half, I don't know. And anyway,
In 800 meters, keep left to continue on Alberta 201.
and after that, I click the next order to deliver this cosmetic stuff, right? And sure enough, it says now it's 45 kilometers. And I was right.
Left to continue on Alberta 201.
Like, I am going southeast, all the way to the southeast of Calgary. Can you believe this? So total is 45 kilometers plus 10, 55 kilometers. and I'm delivering a small bag with cosmetics and some stupid fries, and I should be making $50, I think. I mean, I think this lady, she gave me a tip, like the one who ordered cosmetics, but I don't know. So now basically I'm just taking a ring road, Highway 201, all the way south and then east, all around Calgary. So I don't know. So yeah, DoorDash threw me a curveball. Basically, that's misinformation, right? They tell you, yeah, extra 10 kilometers. Oh, really? Okay. It's not 10, it's 20, right? Well, we're having some bit of a weather over here. They're promising 20 millimeters of snow at 5 o'clock. So, like, overall, it's gonna be quite bad. And today's Saturday, and I just heard some reports that western US is also swamped with this white stuff, which is interesting. Always like this in March. In February, it almost was like spring, right? So warm. I thought, that's it, the winter is over, but then hold on. We still have March coming. And in Russia we have a saying, "Пришел марток, поддевай порток," which basically means that March can be full of surprises. You have to wear extra clothes. And you see, normally I have this under this, but now I have to put the jacket on because it's minus 17 Celsius and it's windy. Like, the ice keeps building on the windshield wiper, so I just lifted them while I'm sitting here. But what I wanted to say is that I met with an interesting guy today. One of my subscribers, I don't know, he says he never clicks anything, he just watches YouTube on his TV. So he's probably not even a subscriber, but he said he'd been watching my videos for a couple of years now, and he offered to buy me lunch, and he got me some wine. It was funny, he doesn't know much about wine, so he went to a liquor store and sent me a picture. He says, "Which one of these?" And I said, "Anything but Canadian, okay? Anything red, Merlot, Cab Sav." And so he sent me a picture. So he got me 2 bottles of wine. He paid for the lunch.
asked me what the restaurant I like. I said, okay, this one or this one. And he says, okay, this one, Indian. So we went to this Guru India restaurant, and we talked. So basically, he works in construction. He's younger than me by probably like 15 years, but he's been working in construction like 12 years. He's totally burned out. Kind of like same story with me in trucking, except with him it's in reverse. He wants to get into trucking. So he makes very good money. He was open enough to give me, like I said, okay, give me an idea. How much an hour? And I never heard that number before, like from what I was looking online. Like for me, I cannot make that kind of money in construction, with like a wheel loader operator with no experience. But I could probably make that if I drive and relocate to Fort McMurray. So that's kind of money he's making. So he's making the same kind of money what people make over there in the Arctic, I call it working 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. But his job is, so he's an electrician. So he works outside in all kinds of weather. And he says commercial, residential. So mostly it's all outside. Like he says, they would send them to change lights on all these, light posts along the road. And on weekends, every weekend, he's on call. So on call, I hate that. So you cannot relax, right? Like you're always sitting, waiting for a call, for the phone to ring. You cannot have a beer, And so basically, he hates his life. His wife constantly asks him to make more money, and she sits at home. He says she wants to be a millionaire. He has 2 kids. His oldest is out of the house. His youngest is lives in the basement, still goes to school. I think he said it's a daughter, like 14 or something. But he says he does not see her. He sees her once a day when she comes from school or whatever. She's in the basement and he works all day, right? So he pretty much doesn't see her. He says sometimes he would receive that was so funny to me. Sometimes he says he would receive a text message from the daughter in the basement and she would say, "How are you?" So he has a kid living at home and they communicate via the cell phone. But anyway, so I gave him some advice. He was asking me about trucking, how to get in. I said, this is what I would do. Give him some tips. We talked about different trucks, how much they cost. Of course, now prices are crazy now. Like a regular truck pretty much now costs what my specialized heavy haul truck cost. And mine was what, 235,000 Canadian, right? So now that truck is probably close to 300,000, whereas a regular truck is at 220, like a Volvo K-Whopper Pete, 220, 230 for a regular truck with the tandem drives. And so, but that's what's interesting. So I met an interesting guy who, and he says he doesn't want to make so much money. He never been anywhere. He said he just drove once. He used to live in the east, in eastern Canada. So he drove once when he relocated. He drove from the east to the west through Canada, and that's it. I don't think he said he'd been to US maybe once, just short trip for shopping across the border. But other than that, he didn't see, all his life he was working as an electrician here. Never seen anything, and he's so tired, he's so stressed out. So again, I cautioned him. I said, don't be fooled by, when you watch my trucking videos and I'm always smiling, I'm happy. It's not all roses, right? It can be a very stressful job, especially since he has no experience. So he has to start as a company driver. And I said, first 6 months, they don't pay you much and they will just push you. They want to make money on you. That's when they make the biggest money, when the new driver comes in. And so I said, first year probably will be tough. But after that, I said, maybe you can get a truck and sign up with a carrier just with one truck. I said, don't bother about trailers. Just keep it simple. get a used truck, keep your payments, low, and that's it. I told him about Landstar. I told him how the system works, how you find your own loads on the load board, and he doesn't want money. He just wants basically to travel and see US, see Canada. And I said, hey, that's why Landstar is cool, because from what I remember, nobody bothers you as long as you do one trip a month. So your contract stays active as long as you do one trip every 30 days. And for him, that's perfect, He wants to get out of the house, so he just wants to, let's say now it's bad weather over here. He lives in Calgary as well. And I said, okay, let's say you're with Landstar, so you look on the load board, see if there's any loads going south, let's say to Texas or Arizona or, I don't know, California. Not California. Landstar doesn't go to California anymore, I think. But let's say Florida. And that's it. You deliver that load, you drop the trailer, you tell Landstar you're gonna take a couple of weeks off. What shall you do with the trailer? Because of course you have to use that trailer. Just go drop a trailer somewhere, go to a hotel, go to the beach, do some scuba diving. I think that would be perfect. Actually, I was thinking about it myself. So maybe I will get one basic truck maybe at the end of the year. So that would be awesome, and go become an owner operator again. I'm not sure I want to work for myself, but just like Landstar or Mercer or something like that, we'll see. But anyway, so today was an interesting day. I slept until 10 o'clock for some reason, and then I met with this gentleman. Now I have a full trunk of wine, so now I just need to make a couple of bucks to cover my fuel. And for some reason the phone is not very busy, but they were offering me some crazy rides. Like one was $30 to pick up something here and drive to downtown Calgary, drive 35 kilometers. Do one drop in downtown Calgary and then another one in southwest, very far. And then just now I saw something, pick up at the Shell station behind my back over there, pick up something, two of something, and drop them off in the eastern Calgary. But I'm now in the north. I don't want to go to the east because that one is usually not busy, even during these times. But today, Uber offers $6, like after 5. If you stay after 5 p.m. on the road, you do 3 trips, Uber pays you $6 bonus. Every 3 trips you get $6 extra. So, but again, it's very difficult to drive. You cannot see anything. Everything is freezes, ices. Windshield wipers get ice on them. I don't like this kind of weather, but that's where you supposedly make the big bucks. But so that's what I just wanted to mention. One of the reasons why people get into trucking. And I knew another guy who did the same, who worked in construction and was tired and stressed out and burned out and wanted to get into peaceful lifestyle of a trucker. So this is the same deal. But this guy wants to travel. He wants to get away from the house, from the wife who's constantly wants more money. You have to work harder. He's tired of his. He says he's sitting somewhere in that lift, changing bulbs on a high pole, light post, and he says, I hate this job. And he's telling me that's not healthy, right? When you do something that you really hate, this so he wants to get into trucking. So I was happy to help with some advice. So hopefully we'll have another victim in our trucking community, so to speak, because I know quite a few people would leave comments saying that they became truckers after watching my videos. But once you're in, it's difficult to get out. So they say the diesel runs in your veins. So I just needed this year and a half to take a break, and now I'm ready to get back in. What, airplanes fly in this weather? Interesting.
Recording started.
Yeah, this is bad weather for driving. But I need to make some money, so
Then turn left on Country Hills Boulevard Northeast.
so it's Saturday, and so I had a nice lunch with that fella from YouTube, and now we're just trucking over here, or jeeping.
Turn left on Country Hills Boulevard Northeast.
So I did my first delivery, something from Edo, Japan. And the roads over there, you know, once you go into the residential area, man, and my windshield keeps freezing on my left because of my breath. Like on the right side, as you can see, the right side there's nothing, but on the left side, right in front of my face, there's constantly ice building up. And that's what I finally figured out. Why is it always on the left side? Because that's where I sit, and so my warm breath hits the windshield, and on the other side it's all cold, right? And so it starts icing. I remember driving in a truck in this weather was awful, because I know some guys said, hey, you can use heated wipers. I think I saw them for sale once at Canadian Tire, but I never used them myself. I don't know, especially on the truck for some reason. But I just cleaned up my wipers, and I don't know if you can see this, but there's already ice on the rubber part that's supposed to clean the windshield, so sooner or later
In 600 meters, turn right on 14th Street Northeast.
it's gonna have so much ice that it's gonna stop cleaning, and then I have to stop again and shake them and clean them up, right? But now I'm just going to this shopping area on the right. Not this one, but the next one. At the next light on the right, there's a large, kind of like a strip mall. And so my pickup is
Right on 14th Street Northeast.
at the Dairy Queen. And the Jeep has not let me down even once. Touch wood. Pulls like crazy and all kinds of snow. I have no issues with the traction. But the biggest difficulty in this weather is you cannot see what's under the snow.
Turn left.
And I already hit, I was parking, and I did not see, you know, they have these concrete bars at the end of the parking spot so that you don't go on the sidewalk. And so I did not see that one because it was under the snow, and I'm driving forward. All of a sudden my Jeep jumps up, and I roll back, and I see that I hit that concrete bar. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my order. We'll go back on the road.
Recording started.
Wow, this place is busy. There were two people in front of me, so I have to wait like 10-15 minutes. But But somebody ordered chicken and fried rice.
Turn left on Harvest Hills Way northeast.
So I'll show you these two deliveries. Because maybe we'll see some.
300 meters, turn left on Country Hills Boulevard northeast.
Yeah, first of all, it'll give you a sense of what roads here are like in winter. And then maybe we'll see something interesting. Maybe we'll see some accidents, some people, dead people
Turn
lying
left
on the road.
Country Hills Boulevard northeast.
You know, aliens landing on the highway because the airport is closed. You know, something interesting like that. What do you guys think about the bus work in Alberta? If anybody drives a bus here, let me know, with class 2 or class 4. Like, how is it? Can you make good money? Because, you know, what I like about buses is that, you know, you stay clean, right? Like, there's no chains, no binders. You just sit there in a white shirt and a tie, you know, or uniform, and you drive people around, and you can get, you know, tips. If you did not flip the bus more than once, I think you deserve a tip. But you see here, like, this is Audi, this gray, dark, dirty gray car. It's Audi, so it's not all SUVs and pickup trucks. Lots of people drive, you know, small cars. But SUV is probably #1 here. Like small SUVs like mine, or big SUVs like, you know, Ford Explorer and Suburban, stuff like that. And then of course there's trucks, because lots of people who live here, they work in construction, or they're contractors, just like that guy I met today for lunch who's an electrician, but actually he has a RAV4 SUV. And so yeah, first category is SUVs, then trucks, and then everything else. And most people nowadays, they go for this, you know, new generation SUVs, which are based on the chassis of cars, you know, just like mine. So my Jeep, I'm pretty sure it does not have a frame, right? Like first generation SUVs, as I call them, they were based on trucks.
In 600 meters,
right?
keep left on Country Hills Boulevard northwest using the middle 2 lanes.
And of course they are safer in a collision because you have a frame, but they're heavier, they take much more gas. Oh, and then of course there's minivans. You see a lot of those because there's, you know, lots of families have small kids, so they buy these minivans. And some of them can be 4x4 or all-wheel drive, which is helpful in a weather like this. Well, hopefully I need to make...
Left on Country Hills Boulevard northwest.
I need to make like $200 today. Because today is Saturday. Saturday I usually busy, so now it's 4:30 p.m. I think I made like $20 so far. Because I started late because of the lunch with the guy. I think I started like 2:45. DoorDash just sent me a little reminder. Calgary North is busy right now. Click resume if you like to keep dashing. Because yeah, this order is from Uber, and so when I pick up Uber, I put the other app. Oh, look at this guy. Something is going on with that white SUV. He's sliding all over the road. Probably all season tires, not winter tires. But I'm still thinking with gratitude about my friend from Nisku who told me that he says once you try winter tires, you will never go back to regular all season or regular tires. And I'm so glad that I followed his advice. He says, yeah, you're in Alberta now, you need winter tires. And I never used them, right? When I was in Ontario, roads over there are much better maintained than here. I don't know why is it so difficult to clean the roads here, but it looks like they never have enough equipment, they never have enough people, and yet I keep looking at these jobs, right, to clean the snow. They don't want to pay. Maybe that's the reason why the roads are so bad, because they don't want to pay people. Like the pay is, I don't know, $22 an hour. Forget it. You want me to be outside in this weather, I need at least 30 bucks an hour. Okay? And I'm talking about big snow plows, for those you need the class 3 license. And I don't know, I think it can be a bit dangerous, right? Because when everything is covered in snow, you can hit something with your plow and then you're going to be responsible, right? You can hit, I don't know, a light post or damage a curb. I think it's not an easy job, And then of course they are on call. In this kind of weather they would be on call 24/7, which, like I said, I hate that, because you cannot relax. You can sit on a sofa, watch TV, but you cannot have a drink. You cannot go out, with your friends. It's awful. Okay, where we're going over here? So this is Country Hills Boulevard. And again, even though this job that I'm doing now, this gig, it does not pay well, but a big help is that, since, this is my second year in Calgary, right? I never knew the city very well, because I only came here a few times in a truck when I was a trucker. But now I'm very well, versed in the geography here, which I think will be helpful, because quite a few jobs, when I'm reading job ads, the ad says must know Calgary or must know Edmonton, wherever they're offering you the job.
In 600 meters, turn left on 14th Street Northwest.
Oh, by the way, so an interesting post. Railway or railroad company is hiring people to operate a loader, and your job is to load, unload railway cars, and it can be a regular loader or it can be the one with rail wheels, and they're offering 32 to 36 bucks an hour.
Turn left on 14th Street Northwest.
Which I thought was pretty excellent. The only problem is they're asking for at least 3 years of experience, and the job is in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, which is like, what, day and a half away or 2 days away? Because I'm in Calgary. Saskatoon is to the north and east. And I don't want to live in Saskatoon, like Saskatchewan, there's nothing there. It's all prairies. Like here, at least, I love living next to the mountains, right? So there's lots of things to do here. Calgary is a great cultural city. Always something's happening. Oh, you see this bus on the left? a small bus, so if it has 24 or less seats, you need class 4 license for this. If it has more than 24 seats for passengers, you need class 2. And with class 2 you can drive any bus, except of course you need the air brakes endorsement, which is Q over here. So, but I think this is a small bus, so that's why over here, you know, because that's why I was thinking about getting into a bus business, because over here you see lots of these small buses that this one is a Calgary Transit, so it's public transport, but lots of these smaller buses people use, you know, to move people to the resorts, you know, from the airport to the mountains. And I think it's an interesting job, you know, it's clean, you work with people, you're not by yourself all the time. Oh, I think the snow stopped. Check this out. Yeah. Finally. So my first drop is 900 meters away. This is DQ. And then the second one is probably another 5 clicks. That's for that Dragon Garden.
In 600 meters, turn right on McEwen Drive northwest.
Yeah, another job I know that pays very well in driving is you know, fuel. But I know if you pull these fuel tankers, it's very regulated. You know, you need to have all these bunch of special safety tickets, and you need to wear that special you know, PPE, personal protection equipment, in case of a fire. So in the summer it can be very hot.
Turn right on McEwen Drive northwest, then turn right on McEwen Park Gate northwest.
Now these transit buses, actually, you know, like a regular city buses, it's all trade union. I saw an ad, they were looking for people, and they said no training necessary, will train.
Turn right on McEwen Park Gate northwest.
And they pay like 28, 29 bucks an hour and supply all the training. The problem is that you don't get too many hours. You know, they can put you up.
Turn right on McEwen Parkway northwest, then drop off on the left.
They'll say, hey, this week you're working 10 hours, you know, and you have to, and it's not just like one shift. It can be 2 hours in the morning, then 2 hours in the evening. So, okay, what is this? Yeah, that my building is on the left. Okay, let me go drop this off, and we'll continue to the last one.